As society looks for new ways to treat mental distresses of all varieties, one doctor in particular, Dr. Sam I.B., has found a most novel way to see if his patients are ready to be released. A work release program unlike any other has been put into motion, one that sees the good doctor, himself formerly a DJ, inviting the very inmates to run the show, give testimonies, to screen phone calls, schedule interviews, and prove that they can handle a job, responsibilities, and all of that with temperance. Since the Looneybin itself sits high atop a hill, Dr. Sam I.B. has simply put up an antenna, and of course with the internet, now not only can Canton, Ohio hear the progress being made, but so can the entire world. Welcome to the Looneybin.
That is right, friends. Welcome to the Looneybin. Dr. Sam I.B. here, 102.5 FM Neopa Radio. And if you've been paying attention at all, then you know what week this is. Max Cavalera gave us a half-hour interview. No thanks to the Invisible Man, our producer.
Wait, no, that's not my fault. I didn't know that Zoom, you needed some kind of rocket science degree. All I know is it didn't work, and then I grabbed a microphone, and then I didn't know what else to do, so I put a fork inside the light switch, and everything went black, and my hair went spiky, and after that everything seemed to work.
Yeah. Anyway, the interview was a half hour late, and he still gave us the whole half-hour interview. So I'm not going to sit here talking all day. We're going to get into the interview. We're going to play some of the music that he talks about, but I am going to play some songs which they also do not do on tour.
Dude, are you gonna play Roots?
Just for you, Buddy Puff, I'll play Roots. Is that your favorite song that he's part of? Technically, it's a Sepultura song, but...
Well, dude, the reason it's my favorite is I like songs about odd things, like being allergic to your hair dye, man. That's awful, because you're like working it in, and the next thing you know, man, you're bleeding, and you got blood, it's Roots, bloody Roots, man, it's terrible.
Buddy, that's not what the song is about.
We'll explain it to him on break. Here's a word from our sponsor before we get into it.
Dude, that's not, what do you mean that's not what it's about?
I'd like to invite you to Org's Haven of Home Repair. I'm Org Mortis, and I want to remind you that we do more than just roofs. No, some people need a new deck. Some people need a new driveway, and we don't ask any annoying questions. We just pour the concrete. We just pour the concrete. So don't hesitate to call.
The Looneybin.
Guys, it is 102.5 FM, the Looneybin, as promised to everyone. The legend himself, it is Max Cavalera. Welcome to the Looneybin.
What's up? How you doing, man?
It is great. The technology has made this interview very hard, friends. So when you see this, make sure you send him some page love. Where can they, let's start off with that. Where can they thank you for putting up with all the audio glitches that made this possible?
We have stuff everywhere. We have Soulfly Tribe, Instagram. We have the Soulfly.com, Gloria's own personal Facebook. There's all kinds of places. Yeah, I myself, I'm a bit of a caveman. I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to social media. I kind of stay out of it a little bit. I like to keep some of the mysteriousness alive. I don't need to broadcast my life 24 hours out there. I like to save some mystery. But yeah, those things are all cool. Like all the Soulfly.com is great. Soulfly Instagram is great. Gloria's Facebook is amazing. Of course, Nuclear Blast does all that stuff as well. In all of those, people can connect to us. Yeah.
All right, friends, we've started it off. You know where to get a hold of them. So no excuses, friends. You can sign up, you can follow, and we're going to get into it. I notice on Totem the lots of diversity on this tour, including death metal band, and I noticed an industrial project. So I wanted to ask about Nailbomb, something that you probably don't get asked about a lot. How did that come to be, and do you plan on doing anything else with that ever?
Well, Nailbomb is cool, man. Nailbomb is one of those really cult, classic kind of albums, you know, like Point Blank is one of a kind, and made a huge mark, especially on the underground. And I still play. We have a song in a set right now. We play a Nailbomb song just for fun, just because the fans love it. I love it, and yeah, if I can convince Alex to get back in the studio and do another one, for sure, I would love to like make a third record. I mean, it would have been really cool to make a new one right now. Don't know if I can do that though, but in the meantime, we can always play some of the tracks from the album. Like I said, we've been playing on this tour, and it's been great. It's really it's underground, but a lot of people knows about it, so it's kind of cool too. It's like you know, I don't know, like one of those projects like really touch a lot of people, and I still hear all the time, oh man, that record is amazing. That record, you know, it's so sick. It's like the most pissed off record ever. This and that, so it's cool. I love the album itself. You know, I think still today it sounds great. I don't know why. There's something about it. There's a rawness to it that's really cool.
I'm even more excited about tonight now. There's a Nailbomb song in the set.
yeah, we do everything. We do a lot of old stuff, a lot of early Soulfly, and then a lot of mid-ear stuff. You know, Dark Ages, Conquered, some stuff, of course, Ritual that came out, and then a lot of stuff from Totem as well. Because like, and the Totem stuff is great. I love because it's so more trashy and aggressive, you know, and so it makes the set really interesting. That is the Soulfly set on this tour has got a lot of dynamics, which I really like. There's some really bouncy stuff, really groove stuff, and there's some super fast stuff. So yeah, so the show really has a bunch of different flavors all the way through. It's really great.
You know, I think now would be a great time to go ahead and play some Nailbomb for those who don't know who Max Cavalera is.
Dude, it's perfect.
Buddy, are you playing the song?
Nah, dude, I don't know how to play any instruments.
No, I mean hit play, you twit.
I first saw you on Ozfest, back, I want to say 96. I think it might have been the Rubber Bowl in Akron. I wanted to say, how does touring now compare with what that time period was like? Because then the whole alternative thing had sort of overshadowed metal. And now it seems to me like metal is sort of dealing with the same thing with pop or hip hop in some ways as it was with alternative back then.
Yeah, I mean, the touring is, for me, feels, I just tour all the time, man. You know, so I don't know. I love being on the road and playing, and this tour. I don't know if you've seen the dates, but this thing is it's huge. It's like almost 10 weeks. Like nobody tours like that anymore. We were like one of the craziest bands to go out and do tours like this. I think it's great because I think it's like grassroots. You know, you're going everywhere, hitting everybody. And some, you know, a lot of the shows are smaller venues, but they're packed, and you can see the fan reaction is amazing because everybody there is connected through the music, and that's really just awesome to see. And I think that's the key, man. For this kind of music, you can't really wait for mainstream to pick up on it because it might not even happen. You know, mainstream ignores metal, and I think that's okay. Like metal doesn't need mainstream. Metal survives outside. You know, we are like, we live outside society. You know, and that's cool. I like it like that.
On Totem, what are some of the things which fans will notice as they listen to it that maybe were a little bit unexpected, as from past CDs? Because I know,
yeah. I don't know. I think this is to me, it's a really fun record to play.
Bouncy. It seems very bouncy, very, very driven.
Yeah, he has that, but he also has a lot of fast stuff, which is also great. You know, you got, you know, the opening track, Superstition. It's super fast, and then you have other stuff like Rotten Pain, and then there's like real groove stuff like Filth Upon Filth that we play live. Scouring the Vile, that's John from Obituary. This is an interesting Soulfly record, I think, because it's like, it doesn't really have like the one song, like all the other Soulfly record had one song that was a little bit more maybe catchier, like Prophecy or Primitive, or Soulfly 1 had Eye for an Eye. Totem doesn't have that, but in general, in a totality, it feels very, very a really strong record if you listen all the way through. All the songs, they really meet each other and gives a lot of energy. I think that's kind of like what drives Totem is energy. It's a very energetic record all the way through. And there's a little bit of also my own instinct of curiosity of always try to push push it forward a little bit. And I think Spirit Animal is like that because like 10-minute track closing the record. I never done that before, so it was like a first time dealing with something so different for me. Like a 10-minute song for me, it's for doom bands, it's normal. They do that all the time. But for me, you know, that I'm so used to the format of 3 minutes, you know, I'm perfect for 3 minutes. I can make a perfect 3-minute song. But I was like, all right, let's try to do a 10-minute song. A lot went into to Spirit Animal to make it the way it is. But yeah, I think the final result is exciting. It's new. It's for Soulfly. It add a new element to it. And I think, yeah, you still have that little tribal aspect on on Totem in some parts. You can feel some of the tribal influences, but they're kind of like in the background. Early Soulfly, the tribal stuff was up front, Primitive and Soulfly 3 was really, the tribal stuff was up front. Now the tribal is in the background, but still there,
I think that we should go ahead and play Spirit Animal. Dr. Laushi, what spirit animal do you think you would be?
Well, I am thinking that I would most be like the cow.
I could see that, actually. How about you, buddy?
I don't know, man. When I was growing up, my mom used to grow tomatoes, man, and I think that'd have to be my spirit animal because I really miss my mom, man.
Buddy, a tomato isn't an animal.
Yeah, it is, man. It's alive.
We're never going to get this show moving. Here's Spirit Animal. For crying out loud, buddy.
I remember when I first started coming to the Looneybin, I had trouble committing. I drank 2, sometimes 3 days a week. I woke up feeling unfulfilled. Usually at work, though, I would show up until, I got drunk and didn't. I didn't even really commit to my wife like I should have. But after coming to the Looneybin, Dr. Sam said, Jimmy Joe Bob John, I think you should commit. Commit to those things which you want in your life. And now my life is entirely different. I drink every day. And now when I wake up, I usually throw up. And I left my wife for a fat trucker who I committed to. I mean, woo-wee, she a big woman. She got more rolls than the top tier bowler. I'm just saying. I mean, I met her when I was leaving the bar one day. I actually hit her with my truck. Well, I can still recall how I knew that she was the one, even as she laid there in pain, unable to get up. Needless to say, I committed there too, and I learned it all from the Looneybin.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to play. We're trying to do a version that we can play live. I think it'd be awesome to play live.
Oh, I meant this broadcast, but no, that would be great to see on the show too.
both. You can play on your show, and we can try to play on our show. But yeah, we're doing a couple of tracks right now on the set, and it's killer. Especially Filth upon Filth and Superstition and Scouring the Vial. There's a lot of just pure cool aggression on those songs that feels great playing them, and I think that's like, I think that's I think the thing about Soulfly that I think is cool is that because we tour with so many different bands, we tend to really be inspired by. I get inspired by everything, you know. So I think Totem was done after we toured with really. We did some amazing tours when I was doing the Root stuff. I did some stuff with Immolation and Full of Hell, and of course, Soulfly took 200 Stab Wounds on tour earlier last year. All that kind of went into the record, and the producer, of course, Arthur, is a really big underground name. You know, he produces a lot of underground acts and mixes a lot of underground stuff that I really like. And working with Arthur so close on Totem was kind of like the key of this album, that we brought a new take on Soulfly. Like, this is Soulfly with a touch of underground on the whole massive scale that Soulfly has. This record maintained that raw spirit. You know, it's not like a pretentious big pop metal record at all. It's the opposite of that. It's like raw. Yeah, it's raw. It's all
raw with
fucking
good production, and that can be hard to achieve.
It is. And that was the trick. Like I told Arthur, like, yeah, it needs to be dirty and puffed up, but still sound good, man. You know, it can't sound like it was recorded in a bathroom. You know, you gotta be like, it's gotta still sound kick ass. You know, and I think we did that. I think the production on Totem is pretty unique. I think Arthur did a great job on it, and I love all the a lot of killer guitar solos and a lot of really cool effects on my voice, like delays and reverb. You know, like old school stuff that I was very inspired by. Old Entombed, actually, on the vocal side. It was a bit of a kind of a nod to Petrov. You know, when I was making the record, Petrov died. You know, and I was a friend of LG and a fan of especially like a lot of the old stuff, you know, Left Hand Pat and Wolverine Blues and all that. So I made the vocals. I was telling Arthur, I want my vocals to sound gnarly, like LG Petrov did back in the day. Put a lot of reverbs and crazy shit on it, like, so it makes it sound really old school, you know. So I think we did that, and I liked it, how the record came out, and I think the fans liked it too. And I think it was a bit surprising for a lot of people that we made this kind of record. Like, I think some people maybe were expecting us to make a more mainstream record, and we didn't. You know, it was like going for the jugular. You know, like, let's stay metal, let's just stay fucking raw and roll with this, because this is what we love. And that's me. My passion for metal comes shining on Totem, because I love metal. I love the energy, and I think it's making a great return now. I think, like, you can see the underground is bubbling, is alive now. You know, it's like all these cool bands, man. You know, like Undeaf and Sanguisuga Bob and 200 Stab Wounds. It's killer. It's great to see all that alive. You know, kicking ass. And, you know, I think Soulfly is a different band, but it fits with the new generation that's coming up. That's why we have, like, you know, Body Box on tour with us. They're a different kind of band, but a lot of the fans like.
Yeah, I looked them up. Yeah, wow. I mean, yeah,
it's cool. And it's cool because you also get a different crowd. You get a somewhat younger crowd, and also all the older guys are always there too as well. So it's cool. It's cool to see all the mixing of the crowd.
With all of that thought that you put into the CD, particularly like when you're in the studio and you feel a song coming together, you think, oh, that's going to be played live. And then you kind of get the same feeling for the next one, of course, because, you know, when you're working on it, you get that adrenaline for that song. How do you finally narrow which one's down?
Oh yeah, I kind of go by parts, man. You know, there's almost every song has one part where I go, well, when this hits live, this is gonna be insane. You know, this is like, you gotta kind of like, because the studio is a very cold environment. You don't have a crowd. Um, it's just you and the producer and the guys in your band, and you have to really um mentalize. You have to like have a vision of how this is gonna go live. Kind of close your eyes and listen to it and feel it, and kind of like visualize. All right, when we play this live, this is gonna be the ish. You know, this is gonna be heavy, or this is gonna be stomping, or this fast part. And then all the time, it surprised me when we play live. Sometimes a part that I didn't really think too much about it becomes a really big part of the show. That's really kind of cool. That happens with Soulfly too. You know, like one of the things that we do live that it's really cool. It's on the song Tribe, and when we're playing Tribe, we go into this full-on reggae jam. You know, and it's really reminds me a lot of Bad Brains. What Bad Brains used to do.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch old Bad Brains videos, they're going all the hardcore shit, you know, super fast. And then all of a sudden they bust out like a reggae jam right in the middle of the set. And the crowd, like, it loves it, man. It's cool. You think it's like a little break. So we kind of do that in the Soulfly set. I joke about, I think we're like, yeah, we kind of like we are the metal version of the Bad Brains a little bit. Yeah, especially on those kind of songs that had those parts in it. But yeah, that's really cool. That's what makes, I think, the Soulfly show experience a little more different from a lot of everybody else. When parts like that hit, you go, oh, okay, wow, this is that. I didn't expect the song to go this way. This is crazy, you know. And then it goes back to the heaviness, you know. And I think that gives the show dynamics, and that's great. I love the idea of dynamics on a show.
Does the set list change during the tour at all, like some bands do, or do you go ahead and stay with the set list throughout each leg?
Nah, I change it because I get bored. And I gotta kick things in, and we did that on the song No. I was listening to No and thinking, this is an old song. It's from the first Soulfly. Like, the chorus is very heavy. And I told the guys, let's do the chorus in the end, but without the vocals, just the fucking rhythm. And it's so punishing, man. It's like, it's one of the heaviest things I've experienced live. And we do it for like 8 measures. The first measure is regular, and then we slow down, and it's even heavier. So it's cool when you grab an old song and you change it a little bit to fit more of the show that you are now. You can do that sometimes with some songs. You know, we also did that on Fire. We play a little bit different from the record, but there's something to it. It's like, it's an updated version of an old song. It feels cooler. It feels more exciting. It's like if I was recording those songs today, I probably would have recorded them like I'm playing them live now. They're cooler than the record. So
could there be
so
a
depends
DVD of this tour then?
What's that?
Could there be a DVD of this tour then? Is it maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool YouTube videos out there. I was watching one the other night, just from fan cam, you know, people in the crowd. You know, there's always ideas to do some stuff like that. I like that. I know that we did one with Revolver a couple years ago for Ritual, and yeah, you know, at some point, at some time, I think we can try to record some of the stuff like that. Would be kind of cool. But just the fact that you do that every night, and we put a lot of attention to detail on every song. Even like older songs, you try to make them better than they were. I think that's cool. I think that's like something that it shows that you care for what you're doing still so much, you know. And I do. I love the working with the guys we got Mike DeLeon playing shredding leads right now, and it's killing. He's killing, and it sounds killer. And Zion is playing great. The drum sounds great. It's a really cool show. I think it's really energetic. You see it tonight, but it's like I said, there's many different passages. Like there's some stuff that's totally out of control fast, like Pohada and front lines. There is just talking, just going for it. And then you got stuff like Boom, that's just a bounce groove bomb, and a lot of fans were not expecting us to play songs like Boom and stuff like that we are playing. So yeah, I think the mix of all that, it's exciting. I think everybody that comes to see a Soulfly show today, they're getting everything that they want from a Soulfly show. I think the only thing missing, maybe the drum jam, that we took a little break from the drum jam. Apart from that, all the elements are there, man. It's a cool show. It's fun. It's like, it's aggressive, but you have a good time at the same time. It's a mix of feelings. But at the end of the night, I'm wet, the crowd is wet, and we're happy. And that's all you can ask for a metal show.
Which songs are some of the hardest ones to play live? Because you're one of the masters at that. Which ones are the most complicated to do while you're singing?
Yeah, so right now, one of the hardest ones is Scouring the Vials from the new record. There's a lot of intricate riffs, and I'm doing all the vocals. I'm doing John's vocals and mine together. It'd be cool when we do it together with John whenever we play together in a festival or maybe even a tour together. It'd be cool to do that song together. We do some stuff that's really cool. We invited Harrison, is the singer of Body Box. So he does bleed with us, but he does bleed with full on death metal vocals. So it doesn't sound nothing like the record. And it's funny because it's actually back to how Bleed was actually written. Because before we had Fred Durst singing, I used to do stuff on top of it on that riff, and it was more like guttural, like more like my style. So now I think we're bringing Bleed back to the original frame of like sounds real gnarly, and Harrison's vocals hit so hard. Another one that's really kind of like it's not hard, but it's just super fast. It's a Superstition, and that's also from the new record. The new record is full of aggressive picking, a lot of picking, guitar picking, and I try to recreate live as much. I'm really working my ass off on the guitar these days to play all the parts perfect as much as I can. I mean, the majority of it's just fun. It's fun playing the stuff. One of my favorite songs that we're doing is actually Downstroy. That's from the third record. Again, we made it a new ending. We changed the ending. I'm learning that it's cool to do that with songs too. You have the original and you think, how can I improve this? How can I make this better than already is? And so we are trying, and then the results most of the times are exciting and really cool. You don't change that much. It's not a drastic change, but it is a change from the song that you hear on the album. It's definitely a difference, but it makes it more exciting. I don't know. It's really cool to watch it live, and it's just fun, man. It's just pure adrenaline driven kind of set, and I like that about this. And then you have the breaks like Tribe. You have the reggae break, which changes everything. Yes, it's definitely one of the most intense sets I've done with Soulfly in a long time. Like almost every song is super hard hitting, and we just go for it. It's great. Just a lot of fun.
I was reading articles as we close here. I was reading articles about just you in general getting ready for the interview. And one of the things that struck out that I didn't know, and I wanted to ask if it was true, you had your guitar tuned without a high E string for a while. Do you still do that, or was that just an internet rumor?
What was that now?
That you strung the guitar, but because you were doing rhythm lines, you didn't put the high E string on the guitar?
Right, yeah. I don't have. I have two guitars. One of them has all the strings because I'm doing some whammy bars. I'm doing some dive bombs.
Uh-huh.
So one of them have all the 6 strings, but my Brazilian guitar only have 4 strings. That's the one I write all the stuff with it. And I always kind of play with 4 strings. It's been like a trademark for many years. But I mean, in the show, because of the whammy bar, I do have one with 6 strings. So I have both, best of both worlds. So it is a true rumor, kind of.
All right, my famous last question. You probably get bombarded with nothing but the same questions all the time. What's a question that you haven't got that you're amazed that no one's ever asked, or something that you'd just like to say to the world?
Damn, that's a what, maybe like I kind of like those. If you could have a superpower, what would it would be? And if you could tell your young self, get some advice. Those are always fun. I would tell my young self, get ready. It's going to be a lot of cool stuff, but a lot of hard stuff as well, but it's a great journey. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Thank you so much. Excellent answer. Special power. We'll have to make sure that we let the the show is hosted by the Invisible Man, by the way, so he'll be happy to hear that. Once again,
awesome.
Friends, you are listening to the Looneybin 102.5 FM. Max, as we jump off here, can you say welcome to the Looneybin 102.5?
What's up, everybody? Max Cavalera. Welcome to the Looneybin 102.5. Stay metal.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Friends, thank you for listening. We're going to get back into the music.
Body rock.
that was an interview.
Nah, man, that was really cool. Like, it wasn't... You didn't mess it up or anything, man. I can't believe it.
Thanks, buddy.
No, I think what he's trying to say is that it went very well. I can't believe how nice and kind he was towards you.
Dude, I can't believe that anybody's kind and nice towards the... Go ahead, Doctor.
What we heard, thank you, buddy, for the glowing review, was Spirit Animal. There was Filth upon Filth. You heard Max talking about it. I went into it. And, of course, Roots, Bloody Roots for Buddy Puff here.
Yeah, man, the hair dye song.
That was Soulfly with No, right here on 102.5 FM Neopa Radio. I painstakingly censored that for the radio, by the way.
You know, I watched you do it. You take each vulgarity and you reverse it. You have to highlight it on the screen and then make it play backwards. And then try to come back in on beat.
Dude, there was so many F-bombs in that song that I think the entire thing was playing backwards. I haven't heard that many swear words since I did an interview with Joe Biden's handlers, man.
That was good, buddy. That was good. All right, friends. Listen, you can donate to the show. All the money that you guys give to the show, it goes towards a better show.
Yeah, you know, and you've got to admit, you definitely want a better show than this one.
That wasn't really where I was going with that.
Nah, man, what he's trying to say is if you want to donate, you can give us money, man.
That's one way to say it, buddy. You can donate at the correct views at hotmail.com through PayPal. That is the correct views at hotmail.com through PayPal. Half of the money goes towards me. Half of it does go towards the radio station because it takes time for gas. It takes time to take off my other job to get down there to do it. And you guys donating, it all helps. Queensryche is coming up. That's going to be the next show we cover. I believe that's April 4th.
Dude, does he have a song about roots? I bet you Queensryche ain't got no song about roots, man, coming out of your head because you're allergic to the hair dye.
No, that's not what it's about. They make sensible songs, you know, like falling in love with a nun and then ending up in a murder conspiracy, something about a mind crime.
Oh, well, dude, you should have told me. That's a lot more simple.